Here.
Mrs. Denny? Here. Mr. Doherty?
Here.
Mrs. Essler? Ms. Hilferty? Here. Mrs. Jones? Here. Mrs. Chow?
Here.
Mrs. Stone?
Here.
Mr. Tinsley?
Item 2.01 is the approval of minutes. The motion is to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of March 30th, 2016. Sorry. Do I have this motion?
So moved. Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion passes. Item 2.02 is the invoice listing. The motion is to approve the invoice listing for March 2016 to April 2016. Do I have this motion?
So moved.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion passes. Item 2.03 is the treasurer's report. Ms. Powell?
2.03 Treasurer's Report. As of February 29, 2016, Pendelco's balance was $34,687. During March 2016, local, state, and federal revenues totaled $2,001,325. Disbursements were issued in the amount of $4,735,503. As of March 31st, 2016, Pendelco's current balance is $28,178,270. The motion is to approve the Treasurer's Report for March 2016. Do I have this motion? So moved.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Item 2.04 is the budget transfer report. The motion is to approve the budget transfer report as presented. Do I have this motion?
So moved.
Second. Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Item 2.05 is supplemental financial information. This includes expenditures, revenue, and student activity. Item number 3 is the superintendent's report. Dr. Stonoff.
Thank you, Mr. Doherty. Good evening, everyone in attendance, and those of you who are joining us by way of either Twitter, Periscope, or perhaps our district cable TV channel. I want to thank you for your interest in Pendelco School District. This evening, I'm going to cede a very good portion of my reporting time to permit the school board the opportunity to recognize an outstanding group of talented young writers. Pendelco students who have been selected as award-winning authors from a pool of thousands of considerations throughout Delaware County. Pendelco consistently has a large contingent of young author award winners acknowledged at our April meeting, and this year is no different. I think it speaks to the strength of our literacy and writing programs, the skills and the leadership of our educators, but certainly the talent and the effort of the wonderful student writers themselves that you will meet tonight. In a couple weeks, I'll have the privilege of welcoming the Young Author Award winners from throughout the county as we host an award ceremony at Northley Middle School. It is always nice. It's always one of my favorite events because I get to see in these kids so much potential to become truly great writers, famous writers perhaps someday. What they have accomplished and the final written products that are being recognized is exceptional, and they should feel very, very proud. The fact that the board continues to take their time to meet those students tonight really says something. That is no small thing to us. In a few moments, Ms. Danielle Murray, Pendelco Supervisor of Elementary Curriculum Instruction, will share with the board and our guests some additional information about young authors and reveal who this year's winners were. But before that, I want to take a couple moments to share with the board some information on this year's very successful Boys Night Out event that was held at Aston Elementary. I'm pleased to introduce Mr. William Ream, Aston Elementary Guidance Counselor, and also, you might not know this, Pendelco's most veteran guidance counselor. To talk to you about the event. Mr. Ream does a phenomenal job for Aston, for Pendelco for that matter, and there was a tremendous project that came out of that event, and he and I were chatting on the night of that. I said, I think the board would love to hear it, and he said, I would love to come and talk to the board about the Boys Night Out. So with that, I'll turn it over to Mr. Ream. Thank you.
Boys Night Out took place at Aston Elementary School on February 25th. The overarching goal and theme was to focus and help parents be supported in raising confident, capable, and compassionate boys. We invited every boy in the district in 3rd through 5th grade to attend, accompanied with a parent or guardian. Our goals, it's kind of lengthy, so I'll fly through it, but we wanted to give parents valuable information on parenting boys. We wanted to provide parents with contacts with professional counselors to demystify that process and make people more comfortable with the helping professions. We also wanted to provide parents with an opportunity to share concerns and learn from each other. To that degree, we offered support discussion groups facilitated by professional counselors that night. We gave parents an additional opportunity to look into the future by engaging in a panel discussion with the high school boys from the Honor Society who attended and were fielding questions from parents and kids alike. For the boys in attendance, we wanted to give them a valuable opportunity to see their caregivers actively engaged in improving their own parenting. I think so often, children know that we care about them, and it's so valuable for our kids to see us as parents putting in work, learning how to be parents. It's the most important job we have. And I think that really was something, one of the unmeasurables that comes out of a night like that the kids saw this. They saw this in their parents, like, wow, they're really trying to become the best parents they can. We wanted to give the boys a chance to creatively express their developing understanding of themselves and to receive affirmation for that process. And that ended up in that project over there, which we'll talk about in a minute, as well as provide boys with an opportunity to interact with these high school students and ask their own questions about what lies ahead for them in the middle school and high school years. We had a fairly straightforward agenda for the evening. We had an opening video presentation, which was a compilation of little vignettes from kids in elementary, middle school, and high school, from staff, faculty, and administration. Each person talking about times that they've showed compassion, times where they felt very confident in themselves and things that helped them become who they were. It was followed with a keynote speaker with an emphasis on listening between parent and child. And then we had 3 breakout session periods during which the boys went on this crazy scavenger hunt around the whole school, like a pirate treasure hunt, and they found these, the end, treasure boxes full of tiles, which they brought back to the art room and decorated with words that describe character traits about themselves that they found as personal strengths. And for the 3rd session, the boys joined together with their parents for the panel. While the boys were doing that, we had counselor-led open discussion groups with parents. We had a presentation from the DCIU's Brain Steps program, along with our school nurse, Nurse King, on prevention and treatment of concussions, and again, the parents joined with the boys. So the project that you see over there is a long time in the making. In laying out the project and thinking about it and discussing it with my colleagues at Aston, I was like, what are we going to do for these boys? It's going to be fun, but give them an opportunity to really explore who they were and have something meaningful come out of it. And the thought came up, well, let's do a scavenger hunt. I was like, cool. For what? And I was like, okay, so I really appreciate the work of Isaiah Zagar. He's an artist in Philadelphia who does amazing murals. I said, what if we did something like that and gave each boy a tile and let that represent them? And that's what we did. So here you see the boys in the guidance room at Aston working together with a couple of our teachers. They brainstormed a bunch of character traits, and they're picking out their tiles and choosing exactly which piece they wanted to go into that project. They then took it into the art room, where you see more teachers working together with them. And you see our art teacher in the background, Ms. Samantha McGinn, who was very instrumental in helping make this happen, where we laid out the foundation for the mural there, and the boys then decorated the tiles and got to choose where they wanted to place one, each one. At the end of the evening, it looked like this. We had 55 families in attendance, and that's a lot of kids. And even with that many kids in attendance, there was still a lot of blank spots in there. So as we move forward, I had kids from Aston come down to the guidance room on their free time and lunch times and recess and gradually add their own tiles, different boys from Aston, until we got it filled out to where it is right there. Then a couple teachers, along with Ms. McGinn and myself, over time stayed after school on a regular basis and added grout to it, colored the grout, and that's where we ended up. So I'm very happy with the project the way it went, and giving the boys a chance to have that time to really think about themselves and to be affirmed in that. And if you have the time before you leave tonight, just swing by, you'll see there's a lot of very interesting strengths that these boys find in themselves. It was really refreshing to see kids say things like courageous and brave and thoughtful and generous in there, as well as, you know, athletic and fun and energetic and all the other things. But it really gave a nice picture of what boyhood really is, and it's not just this limited view that we see sometimes. There's a lot of people to thank. I'll fly through them quickly. First and foremost, I want to thank the Pendelco School Counseling Team, which worked together with me to organize this. It's an amazing team of counselors this district has, who really care about the kids and give a lot of extra time. And again, thank you to the administration for supporting this and giving us time and place to do it and the support we need. It was so refreshing to see so many of the principals there, as well as Dr. Steinhoff. Also thanks to Joey and all the staff and students who helped make the opening video a success. They gave a lot of extra time and effort into that. And then for the various people who presented their services at no charge, just people within our community said, you want to help parents? I'll show up for free. And that's amazing testament to the community we have, the services available, and the commitment that everyone here has towards children. So I want to thank Kyle Holsinger from Delaware County Professional Services for the keynote, Troy Brindle, and Dr. Lou Bevilacqua for running the support groups, Nurse King and James Wolf from Brain Steps for the presentation on concussions, Mike Politi and Chartwells for providing free food for the evening for everybody. Again, for Ms. McGinn for her collaboration in the art project, for Mr. Jim Page at the high school and his work with the High School Honor Society boys to prep for the panel discussion, and the numerous teachers who provided support with everything from just getting balloons to running around that evening to running scavenger hunts. The teachers showed up in numbers. Those of you who were there were like, whoa. You know, we had an enormous turnout from teachers, and every single person at that event was giving of their own time above and beyond. And I was just refreshed to see basically this, what Dr. Steinhoff's keynote speaker about 3 years ago shared at the opening teachers assembly, which was to don't put too much weight into things you can measure, because the things which carry the most weight are not measurable. I think there's things that happen in an event like that, an unwritten curriculum as such, that parents and children are experiencing, which is hard to put numbers on, but it's extremely valuable. And I think everybody in their soul knows that. And that's why when you throw an event like that, everybody says, I'll be there. You know, it was very encouraging, it was a very positive event, and you know, I look forward to future events like that. So thank you for the time. Thank you for the support. I love you.
Thank you, Alexa. Thank you, Mr. Ream. It was a great night, and I knew the board would appreciate hearing more about it. And you know, the fact that we can get elementary boys to put that together without that breaking is really is a true accomplishment. So I look forward to seeing that, and it's a great testament of what was accomplished that night, and in the follow-up efforts by the kids to put that together. It's really something special. So thank you, Mr. Ream, again for your time for coming out for that. I'm going to allow Ms. Danielle Berry to come up to the mic, and while she's coming up to prepare her comments about young authors, let me just also mention for the group here that we've got 2 adult award winners with us tonight. Joey D., our wonderful cameraman, was recognized for the work that he did in putting together the special video that we did on the marching band by the Pennsylvania School Public Relations group, and I am very impressed with that. That was a special award that they recently announced for the quality of that. And Krista Fazio, who's also been recognized for an Award of Excellence for our school district website by the Pennsylvania School Public Relations Association as well. So to the 2 of them, they continue to do great work with the audio visuals and all the communications material. So congratulations to you 2.
Thank you, Dr. Steinhoff. This year I rode as one of the boys in the 1936 Olympics in Germany. I became a part of the French Resistance during World War II, and I trained as a famous ballerina at the Paris Opera. I did all of these things to the pages of a book. Writing and storytelling have the powers to change your life and the lives of others. Your writing skills will impact what college you go to, what career you pursue, and how much impact you can have on the world. Writing and storytelling is not easy. They take effort, time, practice, and the courage to begin. They provide a way to express what you love and what excites you. They're a way to escape and create the world the way you would like it to be. The Dr. Nicholas Spinato Young Authors Writing Contest is in its 37th year. Each class submits papers, and each grade level is allowed to only submit 2 writing samples per grade per building. So out of the thousands of papers that are submitted, we received over 800 papers to be scored during the writing competition. Of those 800 papers, only 8 per grade level were chosen. So the winners that are being recognized tonight are a top 10% of all the writers in the county in public, parochial, and private schools. It is a selective process, and I would really like to take the time to thank our teachers for their hard work and dedication to the teaching of our students the art of writing. I would like to recognize this year's Young Author winners from Pendelco with a certificate and a Barnes & Noble gift card, because as we know, readers and writers are made in the laps of their parents, so as you continue to read, you will continue to become even better writers than you are today. I would like to recognize Kiara Robinson, Justin Hassel, Andrew Gmet,
Even Yankees.
Rachel Bingaman. Rachel is a 5-time winner of the Young Authors Award. Sebastian Graham. Faye Liu. I'd also like to recognize Chase Kmet, who is not here this evening. Adam Paneski. Natalie Sidlow. Owen Gallagher. Love the tie. Hannah DiUrio. And Nicholas Moranti is also one of our winners, but unfortunately a baseball rescheduled game knocked him out of attending this evening. But I would like to take the time to recognize our 12 Young Author winners. They are representing the best of the best in our county. Congratulations.
Before we turn to our next report, I feel compelled to issue a few shout-outs for the record. A little over a week ago, I was able to host about 18 superintendents from throughout the region as part of an informal study group that I belong in. And all of them who came together to hear about some promising programs in Pendelco elementary schools left very impressed. I want to thank Mr. Kaminka and the entire Coburn staff for being such great hosts in their building, and for the presentation on the character education and anti-bullying efforts that we have in place, as well as their journey to a national school of character. I want to thank Ms. Murray and kindergarten teacher Trish Leiden for the presentation and the visit to Ms. Leiden's kindergarten class, where we learned a lot about kid writing. Ms. Murray also co-presented with reading specialist Julie Klotz on the 4 schools, 1 book program at the elementary program. And finally, a team from Parkside, Principal Terry Ford, Teacher Josh Lakes, and Counselor Stacy Corcoran did an incredible presentation on our school's work in developing a grit and growth mindset for students. I can't tell you how proud I was to participate and see all of our presenters speak so highly about our district. My colleagues were especially impressed, and it was just a really all-around very, very positive event. I want to acknowledge Mr. Page for his continued excellent work with the Sun Valley National Honor Society. On Monday night, I participated in their induction ceremony, and it was very, very uplifting. He takes the time at each of these to note the plans and the college and career destinations for the graduating members in the National Honor Society. And it's always especially impressive. It makes the future seem that much brighter when you see and you hear of the types of things some of our young leaders are doing or aspire to do as we look ahead. I'd like to compliment Sun Valley Choral Arts teacher Nicole Moyer on the Sun Valley Spring Chorus concert that she held last week. It was absolutely superb, one of the best spring choral concerts that I've seen in a number of years, from Bach to Bon Jovi. It was quite a span, but they did tremendous, tremendous work. And finally, a big thank you to, I think we had about 22 teachers who came into work yesterday, even while schools were closed, for voting in order to help with the final work necessary to update and upgrade our elementary report cards. It was really solid, impressive group of professionals who helped us make a great deal of progress on that front yesterday. It's not surprising when we have staff coming in doing extra work for us to lend us their expertise, but it's certainly worth mentioning, and I want the board to be aware. And that concludes my presentation for this month. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Steinhoff. Item number 4 is our student representatives' reports to the board. Ladies?
April has been another busy month at the Valley. The AP Art Show will be tomorrow, April 28th. The band concert was on April 14th, and the chorus concert was on April 21st. Both were a huge success, showing the public what the students have worked on all year.
Junior prom had a great turnout on April 15th. DC Cube did prospective testing on the students attending there next year. Aman Wahab, President and Managing Director for the Special Olympics International Middle East and Northern Africa, is coming to Sun Valley soon, and the high Q team was honored April 22nd at the Drexel Brook.
May is also another busy month for the Valley. Senior prom is May 6th, which will follow with post-prom directly after. Seniors are anxiously waiting to find out what the theme will be this year. The seniors will also be going on their class trip to Disney World on May 28th to May 31st.
AP exams will be taken over the course of the next couple of weeks. Hearts Alive is May 18th. Jazz in the Valley will take place on May 19th. The blood drive is on May 25th, which many students have signed up for to donate. And we will look forward to telling you all about this at the next meeting.
Hey, please. You got to stick around so you can go. Item number 5, announcements for the public. Before tonight's meeting, the board met in executive session to discuss legal and personnel matters. Number 6, comments from members of the board. Seeing none. Item number 7, items for board information. 7.01 is the legislative council report. There will be no report tonight. Item 7.02 is the first reading of the revised school board policy. The board policy should read Board Policy 218, Student Discipline. The text of this revision was presented to the board last week at our study session. Any comments? Item number 8 are public comments. Any public comments? Seeing none. Item number 9, items for board review. Starting at 9.01, personnel professional, page 4. Going through page 5, item 9.02, personnel classified. And going through page 6, midway through page 6. This references PENDUCO budget 2015-2016, Act 93 plans, PDEA agreement, PDESPA agreement, PDSSPA agreement, and PA School Code section 1108B. It is the administrator recommendation to approve all personnel items as presented. Do I have this motion?
So moved. Second.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion passes. Item 9.03, Ms. Dunn?
9.03, adoption of textbooks. The reference, the superintendent recommends approval of new middle school math textbooks, grades 6 through 8, as defined in section 803 of the Public School Code of 1949. The code requires school boards to adopt textbooks at any regular meeting between April 1st and August 1st. The motion, to approve the adoption of the new textbooks as presented. Do I have this motion?
So moved. Second.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Item 9.04, Ms. Denny.
9.04, Coburn Elementary School change orders. The motion is to approve change orders as follow. E.R. Studner, General Contractor, GC 12, to view line partitions and restrooms for an amount not to exceed $3,936.65. Apex Mechanical Incorporated, a plumbing contractor, PC 01, to modify the amount from $14,653.56 to $14,304.05 per adjustment made by the architect. PC 05, remediation and repair of plumbing issues for an amount not to exceed $9,676.39. Do I have this motion?
So moved.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passes. Item 9.05, Ms. Humphrey.
9.05, final payment application, Coburn Elementary School. The motion is to approve the final payment application for Apex Plumbing and Heating Inc. of Philadelphia, PA, in the amount of $15,465.14 for the new Coburn Elementary School. This brings the total amount paid to $971,681.46. Do I have this motion?
So moved. Second.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Item 9.06, Ms. Jones.
9.06, commitment of fund balance. Motion to approve the fund balance commitment of $546,418.75 for debt service within the Capital Reserve Fund. Do I have this motion?
So moved.
Second. Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Item 9.07, Mr. Armour.
9.07, head lifeguard compensation. The motion is to increase the hourly rate for the head lifeguard to $13.98 per hour, effective July 1st, 2016. Do I have this motion?
So moved. Second.
Questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Item 9.08, Ms. Powell.
9.08, lifeguard compensation. Motion is to increase the hourly rate for lifeguards to $11.89 per hour effective July 1st, 2016. Do I have this motion?
So moved. Second.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Item 9.09, Ms. Stone.
9.09, bank account closure. The motion is to authorize the administration to close one bank account with TD Bank ending in 454, which is no longer being utilized. Do I have this motion?
So moved. Second.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Item 9.10, Ms. Denny.
9.10, approve school lunch prices. The motion is to approve A-type lunches for elementary schools at $2.60 and A-type lunches at Northern Middle School at $2.90 for the 2016-2017 school year, which is no increase from 2015-2016. Do I have this motion?
So moved. Second.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Item 9.11, Ms. Humphrey.
9.11, Healthcare Trust. The motion is to appoint Ms. Tracy Marshall as trustee for the Delaware County Public Schools Healthcare Trust, representing the Penn Delco Board of School Directors, effective date of 7/1/16 through 6/30/19. Do I have this motion?
So moved. Second.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Item 9.12, Ms. Jones.
9.12, settlement agreement. Motion is to settle Lackawanna County Civil Action Docket Number 14-CV-7797 in the amount of $5,000. Do I have this motion?
So moved.
Second. Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Item 9.13, Mr. Armour.
9.13, Microsoft licensing. Motion is to approve the agreement with IU number 13 as a participant in the Microsoft Campus and School Agreement, option B as presented. Do I have this motion?
So moved. Second.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Item 9.14, Ms. Powell.
9.14, final payment application, testing and balancing contract, Coburn Elementary. Motion to approve the final payment application for Butler Balancing of Thorndale, PA in the amount of $2,300 testing and balancing services for the Coburn Elementary School project. This brings the total amount paid to $23,000. Do I have this motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Item 9.15, Ms. Stone.
9.15, Section 125, Flexible Spending Plan. The motion to appoint Security Benefit Group of Topeka, Kansas as the Section 125 Flexible Spending Plan Administrator at no cost to the district, as presented, subject to solicitor's review. Do I have this motion?
So moved. Second.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Item 9.16, Ms. Denny.
9.16, Special Olympics Pennsylvania stipend. The motion is to approve a pass-through payment of $1,000 to Michael McCormick for services as unified bocce coach or an advisor. Payment is subjected to district receipt of $1,000 stipend from Special Olympics Pennsylvania. Do I have this motion?
So moved. Second.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Item 9.17, Ms. Overby.
9.17, HMS School for Children with Cerebral Palsy Agreements for student number 35212, student number 35151, and student number 54017. The motion is to approve the agreements with HMS School for Children with Cerebral Palsy for student number 35212, student number 35151, and student number 54017, as presented. Do I have this motion?
So moved. Second.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Item 9.18, Ms. Jones.
9.18, MCJ ROTC Educational Field Trip. The Sun Valley High School Administration requests permission for the Marine Corps JROTC to travel to San Diego, California to visit the Marine Corps Recruit Depot and attend the National Physical Fitness Competition. The group of 12 students and 2 instructors will leave Wednesday, May 18, 2016, and return on Sunday, May 22nd, 2016. Do I have this motion?
So moved. Second.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Item 9.19, Mr. Armour.
9.19, 2016-2017 school year calendar. Motion is to amend next year's calendar so as to move the February 17, 2017 full-day teacher and service day to June 19, 2017. Note, this calendar change does not affect the previous schedule set forth for students and community. Do I have this motion?
So moved. Second.
Any questions or comments?
Just want to note, this would indicate then that on that President's Day weekend, schools will be closed for the 4 days, 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th, as we move this day. No change on the student schedule.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Item 9.20, Ms. Powell.
9.20, student attendance. Motion to approve PDSD policy number 204, student attendance as presented. Do I have this motion?
So moved.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Item 9.21, Ms. Stone.
9.21, the preparation and solicitation of bids. The motion requests approval, subject to solicitor's review, to prepare and solicit bids as follows. For athletic supplies funded by the general fund. Do I have this motion?
So moved. Second.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Item number 10, comments by members of the public. Okay. Seeing none. Item number 11, comments by members of the board. Our next meeting will be Wednesday, May 18th in the Service Center. Motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Second.